Alright guys, Happy New Year! Alright, so welcome to 2024, and today we are going to review one of the first new launches of the year, and that's none other than Hillhaven. So let's get right into it. Okay, so Hillhaven in terms of location wise, right, is actually located at Hillview Avenue. So for those of you guys who don't know where Hillview Avenue is, it's actually in the middle of Bukit Batok and Bukit Panjang. Right, so it's actually located in District 23. So we are from somebody that's not familiar with the West and you're more familiar with the East. So I would say that Hillview Avenue, right, is very similar to Flora Drive in the East. So why do I say that? Because if you look at the whole entire stretch, there is no HDB flats. So Hillview Avenue used to have HDB flats very long time ago, but they unblocked it already. So today if you go there, right, you can only find private residential developments. So you're either looking at condominiums or landed properties, right? So a lot of the condominiums there are also freehold in nature. So similar to Flora Drive, right, you won't be able to buy, you won't be able to find any HDB flats there at all, right? So for Hillhaven, so let's talk a little bit about the attributes. So there's a total of 341 units. So there's 2 to 4 bedroom types. So the land area is not very huge. It's only 10,400 square meters, with the highest floor being level 28. So in this video, right, we're going to take a look at whether this development is worth a buy. Right, so whether as a buyer, if you're looking to buy at a unit in District 23, is Hillhaven something you should go for. So later in the video, we'll also compare Hillhaven with the recently TOP Midwood, which is located right beside the development as well. Okay, so yep, let's go. Okay, so the first things first, right, we're going to take a look at the site plan, right? So taking a look at the site plan, right, there's a few things that we can tell. So from a bird's eye view, right, you can see that this looks like a typical condo site plan, right? But no there, because you can see over here, you can see that there's an erection of a multi-story car park. So this plot which I actually circled over here is a multi-story car park. So you can see majority of the facilities, right, are actually located on top of the multi-story car park, right? So even then, there are 2 residential blocks, and this unit over here, the distance from the multi-story car park is only 13 meters, and that's very, very narrow, you know. So typically for HDB, right, the block distance is about 20 meters. So doing new launches for so long, right, I do remember that the new launch that is very close to one another is this development called Water Gardens, and even then it's 15 meters. So if you want to get the unit that's facing a northeast direction, I will really suggest getting something that at least clear the car park lah. Because if not, you're going to stay here, right, it's going to be very, very close, and you won't get to enjoy any privacy. And this unit even more jialat, 12.6 meters, right? So wow, really very close. And something you have to note, right, is that for Hillhaven, once you drive in, this will actually be the drop-off area. So later I will talk about the site density, but looking at this, right, you can see that the units are either facing a northeast direction, which will get a bit of morning sun, or the southwest direction. So later we take a look at the views, right? Okay, so in terms of the north facing, right, you will be looking at the residential development. So the units over here will be facing Midwood and Hillier. So this is the mall, Hillview 2, the integrated development. So generally, getting the north facing, you'll be blocked by the residential developments also, right? So you don't get to enjoy an open view. And you get the south facing, right? At this current point of time, you can see that there's still a very big piece of open land over here, and you get to enjoy the landed views, right? But don't bank on it for the near future, because if you look at the master plan, right, all these are actually the upcoming GLS plots. So we have been to the Hillhaven show flat, so this is where Hillhaven show flat is. So along this road is where Elizabeth Drive is, and this is the Hillview Landed Enclave. So this is a little green one of the freehold. So this is 999 years, so 999 year developments, and this is Hillview Heights lah. And of course this is the community club right beside. So now we have the orientation of Hillhaven. You roughly know that the walk to the MRT station will be roughly about 7 minutes lah, so about 400 meters long. Okay? Okay, so just to talk a little bit of the perspective. So if you haven't been to the show flat, this is the artist impression. So this is where you're looking from Midwood, right? So when you look out for Midwood, you will see that this is how Hillhaven will look like. And you can see that majority of the facilities, right, actually on top of the multi-story car park. So this actually reminds me a lot about integrated development, right? So you can see that on top of the multi-story car park, where you have the pool, you have the gym, you have the barbecue pit, right? We will talk about it later in the next slide. Okay, so you can see that for level 1 and level 4 facilities are located over here. So we look at level 1, right? Just imagine for level 1, what do they have? They have main entrance, okay, arrival court, palm garden, pavilion, lawn, garden again, farm, garden, walk, alcove, and also we have the biker's corner, right, and lawn, right? So what technically means, right? If you buy it to Hillhaven, right, if you look at the site plan, the whole of level 1, right, is basically just garden, right? And not only that, right, you won't find any of the facilities, right, at level 1. In fact, for the facilities wise, right, it's mostly located at level 4. The barbecue pits are located at level 4. The pool is located at level 4 on top of the multi-story car park. The gym is also located on top of the multi-story car park. And they don't even have the tennis court. They call it the pickleball court, right? So what a pickleball court basically is like, if you realize those uncle auntie, right, they play tennis, but it's not really tennis. They have like a very enlarged kind of ping pong bat, right? So that's pickleball. Okay, not saying they play pickleball, it means your uncle auntie, but you get what I mean. So they don't really have a full-size tennis court, right? So and a lot of the facilities, right, are located at level 4. And this reminds me of an integrated development, right? Because it's only in integrated development, right, where you find facilities, right, on top one. Because below is what? Below is the mall, or below is actually the direct access to the MRT station. So, right, so let's take a look at the site plan again, okay? So you can see, right, I actually covered the multi-story car park with the black box, and these two are the residential developments. So I want you to visualize right now, right? If you take a look at my past videos, right, I always talk about how density of the development, right, is very important for the profitability of the development. So we compare like even like mass market developments like Affinity and Rangoon, right, and Treasure Japanese, right? Both are mass market developments with a lot of units. But why Affinity and Rangoon don't do as well? Because it is very, very, very dense, right? In terms of the whole entire land, right, a lot of the land is allocated to the residential blocks, and very little land is allocated for amenities and also for landscaping area. And if you look at Hillhaven, right, this is actually the case. So for level 1, what you will actually see, right, is just this drop-off area and the gardens around this area, nothing much. So can you imagine, right? Because for a lot of times, especially if you're a HDB upgrader, if you want to buy the condominium, right, over the weekends, you want to bring your kids down, and you want to enjoy like the pool, you want to enjoy like barbecue beach, and most importantly, you want to enjoy walking around the development and really feel like you're in a holiday. I mean, you're in a condominium. You don't want to just from a HDB upgrade to a HDB with a pool, right? So density of a development, right, is actually very, very important to one's condo profit margins. Okay, but then again, right, if we compare these two developments, so Hillhaven, right, is actually 341 units, and Midwood, so Midwood recently just TOP in 2023 with 564 units. So Midwood, right, has a larger land area at 14,000 square meters compared to Hillhaven at only 10,000 square meters. So what we can learn from this is that Hillhaven, right, is even smaller than Midwood. So let's compare these two developments, right, the site plan. So you can see, right, I actually blacked out the box over here for the multi-story car park, and mind you that Midwood also the multi-story car park, which is the black box over here, and these two are the residential blocks. But even as I black out the two residential blocks, right, you can see that at level 1, Midwood still has a lot of space for greenery and landscaping areas. In fact, for level 1 over here, they still have a swimming pool, and you can see the drop-off area is a lot wider, a lot bigger than just a roundabout in Hillhaven. Right, and more importantly, they also have a full-fledged tennis court, and there's a lot of greenery spaces over here as well. So over here at this corner, right, you also have a childcare center. Right, so in terms of site density-wise, Midwood actually offers a much more much more bigger land space and more landscaping areas, right? And that's very important because as a resale buyer, right, even if you want to buy to Hillview Avenue, where freehold enclave, you want to buy to a new 99-year development, would you buy into Midwood that is so spacious, or will you buy it to Hillhaven? Right, so that's something for you to think about. And the next thing we want to talk about, right, is also the supply of Hillview Avenue. I think this is something that is very widely talked about, right? You can see that in the whole of Hillview Avenue spread, right, there's a lot of landed properties over here. But more importantly, there's over 30 developments in the whole entire Hillview enclave. So what do I mean by that? As a buyer, right, even if you want to stay in Hillview, right, you will be facing a lot of competition. And a lot here of the developments here are actually freehold or 999-year developments. So this is the property price index of the Hillview developments. You can see over time, like a lot of the properties in Singapore, they still went up, right? But if you take a deeper look, right, is that the future GLS, right, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 more plots to further even inject more supply in the upcoming future. So buying into Hillhaven, right, you have to know that not only is the whole entire area oversupplied already, there is still upcoming GLS in the area. So I don't know in terms of profitability why buying into Hillhaven, right, is such a good idea. Because if we take another look at comparing Hillview Avenue and District 23, so the orange line here, right, is the price index of District 23, and the blue line here is actually the price index of Hillview properties, right? So over the last 3 years, and why do I take 3 years? Is because 3 years is of course the time where most sellers clear their sellers liability, right? And also the bull market that starts out in 2020. For District 23 properties, right, you appreciate about 22.9%. But for Hillview properties, right, you only appreciate about 17.58%. So this is due to the oversupply, right, in the area as well. So it means that Hillview properties, right, actually appreciated slower in tandem to all the properties in District 23. So in District 23, what are you talking about? We're talking about Bukit Batok, Bukit Panjang, Phra Sukang, Bukit Gombak, right? All these developments are in District 23. And Hillview properties, right, actually appreciated slower. And we move back a 5-year mark, right, actually for Hillview properties appreciated 35%, and District 23 properties appreciated 37%. So you realize I only take the resale developments, or I never take the new launches or the sub-sale. So this is something that will give you a fairer comparison, because if we inject the new launch supply, right, then of course the price will be higher because of the development in Midwood. So this is just merely the resale price index. And you'll see that Hillview properties generally don't appreciate. So we are buying for investment, right? This is something that you really need to take note of, that buying Hillhaven for investment, you are buying to an area that shows a slower appreciation in relative to the rest of the developments in the district. Okay, so let's look at surrounding developments. If you do know, Midwood has already achieved its COP status last year. And to date, there's only 2 profitable transactions, and one of them is only a 5-figure transaction, which basically means that the seller don't make any profits. And one is 155k. So this means that Midwood current owners are facing a very hard time selling. I do know that because I do have sellers over there, they're trying to offload their unit and they really cannot find any buyers. We are mainly oversupply in the whole entire area as well. Okay, and the next thing we have to look is of course Hillier with COP 2016. Even then you can see there's a total of 146 transactions, but looking at the top 20 transactions, right, the maximum is only 271k, which is not a very good figure if you ask me. So again, this shows that Hillview really cannot buy for investment. Or if you buy for Hillview investment, then you might want to buy something else altogether. Okay, of course, if we take a look at Kingsford Waterbay. So Kingsford Waterbay has a healthier transaction volume and profits, but then again, you see 2015 to 2023 is really an 8-year mark for 492k, and I don't know why this buyer will buy at 1858 per square feet. It's quite ridiculous. Right, 1858 per square feet, you might as well buy Midwood, right? Or you might as well buy even the Mist, right? So generally, if you exclude this transaction, you can see that majority of it is 200 to 300k profits, which is also not very good. So Kingsford Waterbay is an example of a development which does not also have a lot of landscaping. So I don't have the site plan with me at this slide, right? But if you want to buy into a development, right, do make sure that it has adequate landscaping and it's not very dense. So Hillhaven at this point of time, if you're buying for investment, it's a definite no. If you want to buy to stay in Hillview, enjoy the greenery view, so why not consider something that like Midwood, right, that's cheaper, and because Hillhaven is going to launch above $2,000 per square feet, or even consider like the resale condos in the area, right? Because I think Hillhaven, there's really not much plus points other than the proximity to MRT. Okay, so that's the end of my video. So I just want to wish you guys a happy new year. I hope this video has value added to you. If you do, if it has, really just leave a comment below and consider hitting the like button and also subscribing to my channel. If not, let me know which new launch review you want to see next. If not, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.